If you've ever walked through Wadata Market in Makurdi, you know how loud it is. Traders shouting, lorries rumbling, children chasing each other by the river's edge. But everyone here knows the rule. Never linger by the Benue River after dark, and never ever beg the Mammy water for what you do not deserve. This is the story of Kaduen, a girl who learned that rule the hardest way possible. Kaduen's family was poor. Their small stall in Wadata Market was being taken away because they couldn't pay rent. While her classmates showed off new phones and fine clothes, she could barely afford transport to school. One evening, she heard the old women whispering by the river, "The Mammy Water Queen, Lantebe, grants riches beyond your dreams if you ask her at midnight."
While her grandmother, Mba, slept, Kaduen slipped out of the house. She walked straight to the quietest, oldest part of the Wadata riverbank. The clock struck midnight. The noise of Makurdi vanished. The river turned silver as moonlight touched it, and the water stopped moving completely. Then she rose, dramatic. Lantebe, queen of the Benue mermaids, her skin glowed like wet pearl, her tail deep blue, her eyes darker than the deepest part of the river.
What do you want, child of Wadata?
Kaduen didn't hesitate. She was
money.
tired of being hungry. "Give me money," she cried. "Give me everything I deserve." Lantebe smiled.
7 years of gold, 7 years of plenty, but when the 7th year ends, you belong to me in the palace under the river forever. I agree.
She did not know the river never forgets a promise.
Two years passed in the blink of an eye. Kaduen was no longer the struggling girl from Wadata Market. She didn't even bother starting a business. Why work when money kept appearing on its own? Instead, she became one of Nigeria's biggest luxury influencers. She was the queen of the soft life, showing off bone-straight wigs, designer handbags, luxury vacations, and expensive cars to millions of followers. She never missed a chance to humiliate the same girls who had looked down on her in secondary school.
Soft life is not for everyone, darling. You're too local.
But Lantebe's riches came with terrifying rules. Kaduen could never enter a church. She could never taste salt after sunset.
Please,
And no matter how much they cried, she could never use her wealth to help the poor. Every time she tried to break one of the rules, her skin burned like fire. Still, Kaduen ignored the warning. She was too blinded by fame and luxury to notice that time was slipping away. 2 years were gone. Only 5 remained. One evening, her grandmother Mba blocked her path right inside their massive new mansion. Kaduen, your pride is smelling, Mba warned her, eyes heavy with tears. You don't pray anymore. You don't help anyone. The river never gives you anything without taking it all back.
Look at you, wearing that old dress in my new mansion. Pathetic. You have forgotten everything, child. You've broken my heart. Please listen to me. I don't want to hear it, grandmother. I've made up my mind.
I am Kaduen, and nobody can touch me. She stormed off to her luxury bedroom, completely ignoring the old woman. But that exact night, the whole illusion shattered. At exactly midnight, the air conditioning in her room died completely. A thick, freezing fog rolled across her marble floor. Kaduen choked, gasping for air as her expensive bedsheets suddenly became soaking wet, dripping with muddy, cold river water. When she turned on her phone light, her heart stopped. resting right on top of her millions of naira worth of designer wigs, sat a single wet river lily. Far beneath the pitch-black waters of the river Benue, Queen Lantebe smiled. 5 years left, Kadoen. The river is waiting. 7 years passed in the blink of an eye. The morning the contract expired, Kadon woke up screaming. Every mirror in her mansion reflected rushing river water instead of her face. Her designer clothes were soaking wet in her closet, smelling of fish and mud. When she tried to call for help, her phone screen dissolved into liquid. The countdown had hit 0. Terrified, Kadon ran. She drove to the biggest church in Makurdi, but the moment her foot touched the steps, her skin burst into invisible flames, forcing her back. She fled to the most powerful native doctors in Benue, but the moment she muttered Queen Lantebe's name, they threw her out, shouting, "No one can break a midnight promise." She had nowhere left to run.
Back in Wadata, she fell at her grandmother's feet, weeping and begging for forgiveness. But it was too late. At exactly 11:59 p.m., under a completely starless, clear night sky, the river Benue began to rise. It didn't just flood, the water crawled like a living monster, defying gravity, moving straight through the streets of Wadata Market. Traders screamed and ran as the glowing, blue-lit river water surrounded Kadoen's mansion. From the center of the unnatural wave, Queen Lantebe arose, her eyes flashing like thunder. The water wrapped around Kadoen's waist, dragging her screaming body out into the street. Hundreds of witnesses watched in horror as she was pulled toward the dark river.
Opened her eyes. She wasn't dead, but she wished she was. She was deep beneath the Benue River, trapped in Lantebe's underwater palace. Walls made of river stone, floors of swirling sand, and everywhere she looked, souls. Souls of others who had made midnight promises. All trapped, all forgotten. She was one of them now. Lantebe appeared before her, gliding through the water like a shadow. "You belong to me now, Kadon, but I am not without mercy." She offered Kadon a glowing river pearl. "Take this. It will let you visit your grandmother one last time. Say your goodbyes, but you must return before the river lily wilts. If you don't, I will take someone you love instead." Kadon ran to Wadata, clutching the pearl. She ran to her grandmother's house. Magba was sitting alone, crying into her hands. "Grandmother," Kadon cried. The old woman looked up, shocked, overjoyed, terrified all at once. "Kadon? How are you here?" But as she reached out to touch her granddaughter, her hand passed straight through her. Kadon was already a ghost. "I came to say goodbye, grandmother. I'm so sorry. I was foolish. I was proud. I threw everything away for money that never truly belonged to me." Magba wept. "There must be something I can do, some prayer, some sacrifice." Kadoen shook her head, tears streaming down her translucent face. "No, grandmother. The river never forgets. But you can tell my story. Warn others. Don't let them make my mistake." Kadoen looked at the river lily in her hand. The petals were curling, turning brown, wilting fast. "I have to go back."
"Kadoen, please do not leave me. Do not go away.
Goodbye, grandmother.
Please come back to me.
Akbar kept her promise. She spent her remaining years walking through Wadata Market, telling the story of her granddaughter, warning the young ones, begging them to remember, don't make deals you can't keep, she would say. Don't trade your soul for gold, because the river never forgets. And somewhere deep beneath the Benue, in a palace of stone and shadow, Kadoin sat among the other forgotten souls.